LF Dawn, Lord of Fenom, what's good? Tune on in, tune on in. Make sure y'all hit the share button. We got 85,000 views, 4,500 shares, and 8,000 likes to reach. Make sure we smash that like button right now. Get this video out there. Everybody, you got the number one in the lottery. Lottery Fenom finna teach you exactly how lottery works like no other. So, I've been the number one in lottery for the last 7 years. Started in 2017, and it is now 2025. So again, with that being said, I am the number one in lottery. So how is it my algorithms work so well? What is it that I do to make my algorithms always become flawless? Before I start, I want to give a shout out to my son, Brett Jr. He just turned 6 years old today, 8/27/2025. Today is my son's 6th birthday. So happy birthday to my baby boy. He's in there laying down, getting him some good sleep. And we had a ball today. We had so much fun. So again, thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you all. I just want y'all to know I show my son every time y'all say happy birthday. I let him glance at the phone and show him his pictures and show him how many people say happy birthday. So I do show him. And, you know, from me to him to you, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. So again, make sure we hit that like and share button for my baby boy. Today is his birthday. Yeah. So again, what am I? I'm the number one in lottery. Everything I do for my little ones. I do for my children. I want to leave a inheritance of wisdom, knowledge, and wealth. So again, let me hit the share button on my video as well. Share it to my personal page. Give me 1 second. So, yep, I got the laptop up, and I just going to share this video. Thank y'all so very much for staying up late with me. I woke up about 5 o'clock today. I didn't go to sleep till about 12 in the afternoon. So thank you all so very, very much. Let's get this video out to everybody. I'm sharing the video as we speak. And I hope you'll do the same. Because I got a lot of information to show everybody. A lot. So every time I share, it just loads up, shares, loads up and shares. All right? It's that simple. It goes a long, long, long way. I'm really in the market to solicit to Barnes & Nobles and Books A Million, any one of those companies that need a sponsor or need a brand ambassador to bring their business off the ground. So if you know anybody in the marketing team, anybody in the presidential, vice presidential, or, you know, assistant vice president, if y'all know anyone in the Barnes & Nobles or Books A Million or Kindle, you name it, inbox me. I'm going to reach out to them and let's get this party started the right way. Take this to another level. So with that being said, VA did Trip 8s. That then verifies what's to come next to be a fact. Now, what's the one thing I won't put on a scan and play? I do not put repeats on a scan and play. What is Trip 8 for VA? Trip 8 is a repeat or an act up. So, with that being said, it only verifies for a fact what the next triple will be in VA. That's one thing I love about what I do. I've created facts, pure facts. How do you know how to factualize how repeats work when people been saying the word repeat since the 90s, since the early 2000s? How do you know how to define how they get repeats? Because of my flawless system. Then I tell the group leaders in their face, more than likely, the repeat is from an X marks the spot. More than likely. So once you understand that the X marks the spot has a certain symmetry towards everything, 33rd, 30th, 29th, 28th, all of that is V theory to each other. So if it's a 5th draw forward, it's V theory to the 30th draw. If it's a 4th draw forward, it's V theory to the 33rd draw. Everything is still interconnected. So if I'm telling you, as long as it's traveling that path, that stretch, that ruler, that length, 33rd to 30th, 33rd to first draw, 33rd to 29th draw, that is a fifth draw cluster, sixth draw cluster, so forth and so forth. So once you understand that, just because I say 33rd to the 29th, does not mean I'm not saying fifth draw back. That is still currently the fifth drawback, as it's the 33rd to the 29th. They're still one and the same. So when you understand that, everything is on an X marks the spot. You'll be shocked that they trip again. No, I know the next one that will be happening in VA for a fact. If you got your scanner play, you have the next one for a fact. One thing I love about what I do, when they do it, like Mississippi did the 2s and 7s, when they do it, and I've already known in advance, that's like me saying I could have had 100,000. I could have had 50,000 right then and there, because you knew they were going to do it. And you waited and waited and waited for the community to eat off of that information. You weren't selfish and you ran to the online gambling and said, I'm going to put $20 on 2s and $20 on 7s, and now I got a $40,000 hit. I let the community eat. I let the world eat off of what I know. Now, after doing it for so long, when I retire, what do you think I'm going to do and do only? So let's say I do a major flop, and the only money I can get is the money that my 2 feet can bring in. Any pop-up shops, any book signings, like a tour, or anything online. Let's say it's a major flop, and I could only accumulate, let's say, another 50,000 on my own. What do you think I'm doing when I retire? That 50,000 will be then used for more financial gains in the information that I know within my own self. So I can just do it my damn self. So if I have that to fall back on at the worst, that's still damn good, because I get to use my lottery information to make my lottery bets. But if I don't care for that, and I'm not trying to rush and play every number, every single draw, that means that whatever I got going on opposite of that is 10 times bigger than me just going to play a couple numbers every day, every now and then. That's my retirement phase. I can just go to the store, play a few numbers, and go back fishing. Go to the store tomorrow, play a few numbers, and go back fishing. Every single day, just fishing all the rest of my life. Man, you ain't number 38 years old, and you got all the rest of your life just to fish and play numbers and win big? Damn, that's a hell of a blessing of a life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So once you understand it, everybody has that same means to have that happen for their life. Hey, all I like to do is, do poetry or do painting and then play my numbers. Do some more painting, play my numbers. Go to the museum, go to the library, come home and play my numbers. That's all I do. That's my retirement. Well, that's so very close to happening. It is nothing to it but to do it. So at the end of the day, if I was to quit right now, buy me some fishing rods, buy me a canoe, a kayak, and get straight to it. Wherever I go fish, I must go play lottery. And when I get off the lake, go cash the tickets in. Oh man, you just hit for another 250. Oh man, you hit for 500. While you're on the lake, you hit for 500? Man, that's a beautiful, beautiful scenario for anybody who loves to fish. That's a beautiful scenario for anybody who loves to paint. You just drive up to a pasture and you just sitting there painting for 3-4 hours straight. And then by the time you know it, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You go to your local corner store, cash your tickets that you won when you played before you got there to that location to start painting or writing poetry or whatever it may be that you never fathomed your life could be all about, because you're making lump sums of money before you get done doing what you love to do. How many people is working at a Walmart and then they play their number in the morning, get their coffee, play their number in the morning, go to Walmart, get on lunch break, go find out what the number was, cash their ticket, but they're not going back to their painting board. They're not going back to a poetry book. in the pasture. They're not going back to the lake in the canoe, in the kayak. They're going back to Walmart. So imagine a person that gets to do what they love, and then every 1 o'clock in the evening, every 8 o'clock in the evening, get to go cash their tickets in or just go online. So the difference between you and that is you accepted a job you really didn't want. And you didn't know that that would be a life for you, so you went and applied at that job to pay your bills. But now, how many of you hit on your lunch break? How many of you hit when you got off work? So how would you have feel if you was doing what you loved and then you hit? And you're saying it's that close that I could be doing that. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Once you know, you say, well, how many times you hit, Fenom? I hit several times, right? But I'm doing what I love. Lottery. So I'm already living that. The only thing I could do better than this is be on the lake, not doing nothing but fishing. So if that's the goal, well, I'm already at my goal. I just choose to be here with the babies instead of on the lake. Told y'all, some people are living their wildest fantasies by understanding exactly how lottery work. I invented the #1 thing to prove to you how lottery is a fact. That means your money is becoming a fact. That's what that means. 357 midday and 400 evening. Well, if you 400 is either 888, 357, or 357 have the number 3. They're not running crazy. They're still in sync. So then you may think the number was running crazy, but it's very, very much in sync. The only thing is, you got to know what a 400 is. Once you know what a 400 is, you know where to compartmentalize it. You got to learn how to compartmentalize every single thing. So yeah, again, if VA to do a 4th triple would be, and the reason I say 4th because they had the 8s right before the trip 8s, and then they had the 3s. So they had the 3s, they had the 8s, and then they had the 8s. I told you, how did 3 triples happen? How do my 3 trips happen? One of them's going to be V theory, and one of them's going to be a repeat. And I said it to the group leaders' faces. What more do you want? I said to the group leader faces. So at that very moment, you found a fact that lottery wasn't bullshitting or capping. How you don't love and respect Lottery Fenom? Pure jealousy of me. Pure envy of it. How can you already know this about lottery? I thought it was fake. I thought it was random. I thought we always just guessing numbers out here. So when you tell a group leader in their face and they don't go and salute you when you're not in the room, that ain't nothing but pure Judas. That ain't nothing but a pure Satan. They don't salute you when you're not in the room. They don't talk good about you when you're not there because they're so jealous of what you've accomplished when they told everybody it was a lie, when they told everybody that was fake. So again, when I tell y'all I take on the mightiest of people about being right about what I do, I take them on head on and I always prevail. Never fail. Name a group leader and I never failed against them and I probably taught them. So, as I told y'all, once Mississippi get out of the way, the South can continue going on further. Places like South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, those places can go further on because we had Georgia, we had Florida. I think we had North Carolina as well. I think we were waiting on South Carolina. I just need to double check that. South Carolina, VA, DC, all of them are en route now because we just got Mississippi out of the way. So now we got to be working for the return aspect of what's going to go down in Texas, what's going to go down in Tennessee, then what's going to go down in Georgia. So we're just working on the return part of it now because Mississippi got out of the way. Told you Mississippi was the only roadblock, then it got out of the way now. So Midwest, it's going to be y'all time to shine as well. You know, we talking about, Missouri, Ohio, places like that. Y'all going to have time to shine in a few more days. And when I tell you that, that means you're going to be getting some awful great numbers soon. Shout out to Georgia dropping a powerful series. We needed to see that. And if you know, you know. What else? For the most part, it's been pretty decent. Not the best of days, but it's been pretty decent. A lot of people see, some oddball numbers today. and you got 2 or 3 states that had very great numbers like the Trip H. But majority that everything you got today was a version of Trip H. Like 091 in Georgia was 09 missing third digit 8. So it was a version of the 8. So when you get like 242 or 424, that ain't nothing but a version of the 8s that had to hit today. So if you say, well, we just had 222. Well, 222 made way for 888 or 333. So once you know why, then you get the bigger picture. Every state, even though it's latitude, longitude, horizontally, I think horizontal is latitude. I think horizontal is latitude, longitude is east or west. So if you're making it latitude, longitude instead of latitude, then you'll understand when those 2s came through, continuing on, you run into VA. Now, VA is just doing another part of those immediate 2s as they continue going forward, forward, and forward. So that same ether, that same frequency is still running rapidly. Instead of looking at the states vertically on your chart, look at it horizontally. And once you understand the horizontal, then you understand that it's just a frequency catching up to that state called VA after the frequency left Mississippi. So understand it ain't nothing but one continuous line, Line, a continuous line of Nine, a continuous line of frequency 9. That's why everything falls so flawlessly. All odd numbers, yes. It's an all odd number, correct. And it's a multitude of things. It can be not just an all odd number, but it's an autocorrection to a series. So it's all odd, then it's 3, 5, missing third digit 4. So it's 3, 5, missing third digit, missing 4 is 3, 5, 4 series. So it's not just 3, 5, and then 7. So when you understand that, one thing is 2 things naturally. But let's continue. Where these draws hit, you're going to find out it couldn't have been by random. Where they launched at in this 33 draw cluster, and 33 is just for entertainment purposes. I could have went back to 60 draws back. I could have went back to 50 draws back like I told y'all before. So if I'm at 33, but Trip H landed 5 draws back from the 33rd draw back, what that tell you? Those 40 draws is still one complete cluster, one complete cycle. 45 draws back, one complete cycle. 50 draws back, one complete cycle. 60 draws back, one complete cycle. If you understand it, by the time you fully get it, I get to 66 draws back. That's just the second cycle. Okay, 99 draws back. That's the third cycle. For examples, you can do it in that time frame, or you can just say, hey, I don't see nothing but 33 draws back. I won't go no further. Here's the issue. If you were doing a repeat triple, they could have got their triple back in May. And if they got their triple back in May, they last triple, and they're doing a repeat triple, well, that must be 200 draws back, 150 draws back. But you say you're only going to do 33 draws back, and you're not checking for nothing that fell beyond 33 draws. Then that's where you'll fail at by understanding what triple should be dropping next. So once you get it, you do have to take yourself out of the 33 draw box. That is a limited box. Once you expand your understanding, expanding your mind, you're going to say 60 draws ain't number two specs, two draws. That's it. Even though I'm looking at 66 of them, that ain't number 2 draws. So it's nothing to me. So when you start to see it, that it's a small thing to a giant, then you move like it, then your brain crunch the numbers up like it ain't nothing but a small thing to a giant. But if you're looking like, it's overwhelming, I don't know if I could do all these. That's 75 numbers. I'm looking at 75 draws. I don't know you're stopping your brain from going ahead and mastering it, from going ahead and dominating it, because you're thinking 75 numbers is dominating you. No, you got to look like that ain't nothing to me. That ain't nothing but 2 draws and a half. Let's get busy. Let's get it, So with the proper understanding, you get to feel, hey, within 75 draws, we only got 3 of these. 3 of these series, 3 of these all odd. So what we need, 3 of these all even. What we need, 3 of these base numbers. Just because you check 75 draws back. Once you get the fully understanding of that, then people going to wonder how you start calling out numbers so freaking correctly. Because you're not stopping at 33, you're stopping 75 draws back. So you know what still needs to rotate out. So again, it really make a big difference. That's why I'm so great at what I do. Researching makes me so great at what I do. One triple. What state was that? And that's a good and bad thing at the same time. Yes, we love triples because they're the easiest straight to hit. That's before I crack the code. They're the easiest straight to hit because you're going to always win straight 250 or 500. It's no $40 payment for a triple three or triple four or triple five. They don't come in $40 payments. They only come in 250 or better, or online is 225 for a quarter. So they're only coming in $200 bets, slots. You don't get no $80 or no $40, not that I know of. So when you say this is what we love so much about triples, what happened when I cracked the code, the lottery, and all these draws are $250 or better, or $500 or better? It might as well be. It's not a bad thing if they waiting 6 months to give you a triple, because they got to keep regurgitating the same regular numbers. You call them repeats, but they're just the same regular numbers as an act up for your supernova triple. So by understanding this, everything you get is a triple in disguise. It is a triple. So when you say, well, I'm just going to play 321 today, well, you just played a triple. So when you say, well, what triple I played? Well, that's the 3 is leading, so that's like trip 3s, but the ether is 888, so that's like trip 3, trip 8. So even though you see the 2 and 1 there, that is kind of like 3s and 8s. So once you get it, you'll say, I can't have one without the other. If it represents 321 as 321, I got to remember that is series, so series did land. But it's also representing my 321 as 333 or 888. And vice versa. If I autocorrect 321, it could be 32 missing third digit 4. So then it can be soundproof for the 4 and 9 if I'm in a 4 and 9 world. So what it shows you is not just only can 312 hit, but you need to know why 312 hit in your world. Why did it hit in your world? Did it hit for 324? Did it hit for backwards to forward 123 becoming 12 missing third digit 0? Did it drop the 0 for the 05 world, 9 and 4 world, 8 and 3 world? Then we got 3 different worlds at the same exact time because 321 is a 3-digit number, so it's in a 3-digit process. It's in a 3 different process, 333, 333, 333. So in other words, every number is 9, but it's a minute part of that 9 called 333. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So it's a first location, middle location, and third location. First location is operating on 333. Middle location operating on 333. Third location operating on 333. So they're individual, but they one complete thing. So as it's operating on 333, frequency 9 is every single digit under the sun. So 0 through 9 is a number 9. So with that being said, you're looking at it in those fashions. You're seeing it as the 3 that it is. You're seeing it as the one set unit that it is. You're seeing it as the 9 that it is. And to make it sound so much simpler, we just see it as ace. Ace. 3 become 1. ACE. 3 become 1. Auto correction ether. Best way to put it. Instead of saying 333 first slot, 333 second slot, 333 third slot, instead of saying 333 for the overall, all 3 digits is 3, 3, and 3. We just call it ACE, autocorrection ether. So once you fully get it, once you autocorrect, you can autocorrect to 1 or 2 things. It's already 1 digit. Then it gets taken away, autocorrected to 1 or 2 things. That's autocorrection being 333. So then once you do it, you say, hey, I found the third thing it could autocorrect to. Now I got to take it and separate it by 5. So now it's 2s or 7s. So as you take that third digit, now it becomes 2s and 7s. That's another process of 333. Excuse me. So to make it quite simple, we use the abbreviation ACE, autocorrection ether. That stands for an exaggerated 333. And that stands for an exaggerated 333 slot 1, 333 slot 2, 333 slot 3. So, again, everything is governed by 9. The tic-tac-toe governed by 9. Every square in that tic-tac-toe is a 9. No matter what digit you put on top of the square, it is a 9. So, again, if every digit is a 9 and you put it in the tic-tac-toe of the 9, you just breathing in, breathing out with it. You making the numbers formulate or coagulate or secrete another universe. And that's all it's doing. Any questions? Florida 056, 974, even. Yeah, Florida's on one. Florida's on one. I don't even want to speak about Florida, really. They are on one. I'm not even going to speak on Florida. I'm going to wait about another week before I feel like really just diving deep into Florida. With Mississippi getting out of the way, we may see a change in Florida. Until we see that change, play lightly in Florida. Tread lightly. St. Louis. Okay. So, Missouri. Missouri do you pretty well. Missouri is similar to Ohio. If you understand your state, then you understand it. You get 2 series, let's say every 15 days. So you get 2 series in 15 days, you're starting to understand your state. You get 4 all even numbers in 15 days. You're starting to understand your state. You get 4 base number in 15 days. You're starting to understand your state. So when you get it, you say, hey, is my state doing me wrong? Or is my state doing the usual? These are cross-references you can check before you make your play. So again, it's always the same words that we're using when we identify a play. We're going to call it a series. We're going to call it a base number. We're going to call it a all even. We're going to call it all odd. We're going to call it run-mate double. Run-mates are in the books. If you don't have the books, you won't know what a run-mate double is. Like 8 and 0 is a run-mate double. 9 and 5 is a run-mate double. So you got run-mate doubles. Then you have the unorthodox doubles, which is the 1-2-1, 2-3-2, 4-5-4. These are the 1 out of every 2 weeks, or the 2 out of every 2 weeks. So are they doing right by you when they drop a 4-5-4 or 4-3-4, 6-5-6? Yeah, they're doing right, because it's part of the house that the structure is building. It's one block of that piece of house, or that Lego set is building one complete house. So it's 4 studs that the house sit on to sit up. Each one of those 4 studs within a 33 draw frame could be an unorthodox double or a run-mate double. So here you have 1-2-1, that stud. Stud over here, you have 0-3-0. 1-2-1, 0-3-0. These 2 studs over here, you have something like 0-0-6, and then you have 6-0-6. So with these 2 and those 2 holding up the house, that 1-2-1 is ether 6s. That 0-3-0 is autocorrection. 0-3 means a 30-digit 6. So once you understand what the studs are for, they're building up the house. That's why you only see 2 of them. That's why you only see 4 of them within a 2-week span, or even a 4-week span, which is 33 draws, so to speak. So within 30 days, you get 4 of those. You don't understand why. They're building the house that they're in. What world are they in? They're in the 2 and 7 world. That's the house they're building. That's why they are there. So every draw we get, they're there to build a house up for what we're doing. With that being said, let's get this party started. Make sure y'all hit that like and share button. We about to get this party started. Base numbers are separated by 3. 0-3-6. So when you got 0-3-0, you can only autocorrect 0-3 to 0-3-6, or 037. So between 036 and 037, the difference between 6 and 7 is a frequency 9. So understanding that frequency operates even base numbers. It keeps base numbers aligned. Same thing with unorthodox doubles. 121 is also 123. It's also 122. So from 121 to 122 to 123, they're all separated by a frequency 999. One up, one down. So you say, man, I played the 122, but they brought 121. Dang it. I played 123, but they brought 122. That's why. They're one in the same. They're three, but they're one. 121, 122, 123. There are three different draws, but they're all are the same one. By understanding that, you'll say, hey, only reason why I'm going to play 123 is so I can play 122, so I can play 121. Why couldn't I just play 124 also? You could play 124, but you got to know what 124 is. So that could be one of those set foundations of those pillars that's going to hold up the house. So that's only going to hit once every 7 days, twice every 2 weeks, 4 times in a month. So, hey, I'm going to bank off of the 123, 122, 121 instead of the 124. Because if they drop that lonely 124, then I already know it's one of those pillars. 124 won't be accompanied by its twin, by its one up and one down, so to speak. You know, that's what keeps it off the radar of having to play this number. It's one of those one and done. This 124 came out one and done. So it's not coming out like another twin matching it very closely, unless you're doing a frequency 999 and where 124 matches the triple immediately. Excuse me. So, with that being said, make sure we hit that like and share button, get this video out to everybody. So, with that being said, let's go. 33rd drawback was 260. Why was it 260? Well, if I leave it as 260, what should I do? What could I do? Why is it like that? Well, technically, a draw has to bring it in, right? So hold your horses. A draw has to bring in the 260 to begin with. So this is why you go to the 34th drawback. This is why you check out the 35th drawback. So you can have a 3 times in a row doing the triple, including the 33rd drawback, with the 2 previous draws before the 33rd hit. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Come on. Where y'all calling from? Where y'all at? What state y'all in? I know we got St. Louis in the building. I know we probably got South Carolina in the building. I know we got Florida in the building. Where y'all at? Let's see here. I'm trying to pull up VA. Give me 1 second, y'all. My battery about to cut off on my laptop, so it's going to cut off in a minute. And you have 4, 3, 4, 1 in the pick 4 next to trip 8s. So that 4, 3, 4, 1 fell just because trip 8s. So if I told you trip 2s in Mississippi brought trip 8s, what do you think 4, 3, 4 really is? It's where it came from. It's all about where it came from. 4, 3, 4 really is the 2s that it just came from. 4 plus 2, 6, plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10. 4 plus 2, 6, plus 2, 8, plus 2, 10. 4 plus 8, 12. 6 plus 6, 12. 8 plus 4, 12. It came from this. So 8, 4, 3, 4 is going backwards. 8, 3, 8 is going forward. One going backwards, one going forward. 888. Once you understand where every single thing comes from, it is true. It is true. I've decoded the full system. You see it as numbers to make $1 off of. I see it as a matrix I created, or an ecosystem I created that never stops. This ecosystem never stops growing, never stops being factual. And that's something I created. That's what I love about it. Oh, GA in the building for sure. GA always in the building. You best believe that. With that being said, okay. 800. Yep. So 260, 450 brought it in. And then 441. So, if you're starting at your 33rd, you got 441. Then you got 441, and then you got, I had to read this text message. And then you got, what was it? 450. 441, and then you got 450. And then you got 260. Okay, so this is your 33rd drawback. This is what you're checking for, because everybody has a 33rd drawback. So, your tomorrow's hit has a 33rd drawback right this second. So your first hit in the morning has a 33rd drawback right now. So when you want to figure out what world you were in, you don't have to start from the 33rd, 32nd, 31st. That's sort of like the second reason why you know for sure you're in this world. If you start with the 35th drawback, then the 34th drawback, and then include the 33rd drawback, there's your first 3 times in a row doing the triple. Preseason, before the curve. Once you understand how to get ahead, once you know better, you do better. So everybody got a 33rd drawback ready. Everybody got a 34th drawback ready. Everybody got a 35th drawback ready. So when I tell group leaders, suddenly, if you're discrediting me, why don't you also go do the by 2 by 3 and show people where he says this is how to autocorrect. Well, this is how to do this. Let's see if it's going to give us 8s and 3s. So forth and so forth. Well, let's see if it's going to give us 8s and 3s as the 3 times in a row doing the triple for the 35th, 34th, and 33rd. So you'll have a true north. For your 33rd drawback, you'll have a true north. You don't have to speculate and wonder. First draw, 441. How do we autocorrect 441? Since it did a double, you do away with the double first. Same thing in pick 4. Since it did a double, you do away with the double first. So now it's only 4 and 1. 4, 1, missing third digit. 4, 1, missing third digit. 8 or 7. Okay. We're going to go with the 8 or 7. Second, 34th draw. 440. Oh, 450, excuse me. 450. Excuse me. 450. Now, from 441 to 450 was frequency 999. Frequency 999, one up, one down. One up, one down. 450 gives you ether 8, 8, 8. So hold your horses. If the 4 is in the sandwich, the ether has 888, and that must help me to pick which one of these two I should pick. And there we go. I'm riding with that one because the second draw next to it has the same conclusion. Let's continue. Now we're at 260. Now, I don't know how 260 operate. Couldn't the 260 also be auto-corrected to 269? Why is that important? 26 missing third digit 9 instead of 0. So if it's missing third digit 9, now that is 269, you got a 4 here, and a 9 here is an autocorrection. So why am I not in a 444 and 999 world if it did it 3 times in a row doing a triple? And you told me you could never get a 3 times in a row as the wrong answer. You can never do that. That's a automatic safe haven. You can never get 3 of the wrong numbers back to back to back. So why do we know we're not in the 4-9 world? Because you just came off of trip 4s and trip 9s. So if you just came off of trip 4s and trip 9s not long ago, in June to be specific, I think it was June 3rd, June 4th. If you just came off of trip 4s and 9s, then you're saying, hey, I knew when I had trip 4 what the next triple was going to be. So this is going to be your next triple. Now I know trip 8s just fell right before that and trip 3s, but those two are V. We're saying, how did we know we're not in another 9 and 4 world? Because you had just had trip 4s. So that's how we know we're not in another trip 9 or trip 4 world. So if we know now we're not in the trip 9, trip 4 world, then that would be the wrong autocorrection. And wrong or right, it sways because once you know, you can still pull out the right answer if you get it. It'll still lead you right back. That 9 will lead you right back to a 3, basically. But let's continue. So if it's not going to be 9, because that would be wrong, so the original 260 must be something else. Because the 9 is the only thing it could autocorrect. The 9 would be the only thing that could autocorrect. But since we ran into a roadblock with the only autocorrection being a 9, then that must be foretelling that this way is done. It's completed going this way. So go that way with the number. Backwards to forwards, backwards to forwards. It yields the same exact ingredient. So 260 is not your current draw. Your current draw is 062. Forwards to backwards. So what is this forwards to backwards called? Frequency 9. So if it's called frequency 9, that means that it's numerical, safe, and sound to use. It's a universal law that did not disobey any universal governance of this numerical system. It's numerical law. So when you're just going backwards and forwards, it yields the same universal law. So now that this is your draw, try the same auto correction. 06, missing third digit. What's the only thing 0 and 6 can be? 063. That's the only thing it can be. So now the end result would be 3 or 8 for 062 or 260. Either 888 and 441 missing third digit 8. 883. So 888 or 883, 3s and 8s. Now, why couldn't it be the 7? Because we had the 2 in 260, the 450 would be CVM to 0, 0, 054. That could be CVM to 054. And if you know, you know. But let's just say this. If we rearrange it, that 4, that 0, could be missing third digit 7. So that 4 and that 0 has a possibility of showing you a 7 within 450. So why couldn't it be the 7? It could. It could very well be the 7. Once you understand how it operates, it damn sure could be the 7. So what's running in the shadow of the 8 and 3 that was previously rotating from your last trip 8? Frequency 999. So what is the 1 up and 1 down from 8s? 9s. Oh, it was already a 9. Or 7s. 8s is in the middle. Above, 9. Under, 7s. So frequency 999 gives you 7s instead of 9s. So what's running with 8s and 3s? 7s and 2s. Once you fully understand the concept of how every draw is moving. So immediately it could be 7s or 2s while it could have been 8s or 3s. So what does not go on a scan and play? A repeat number does not go on a scan and play. What is this trip 8? This trip 8 is a repeat or act up. We prefer act up, not the word repeat. You're just familiar with the word repeat. But we prefer the word act up because it's in which the way it acts up. So again, now that you're set for 222 or 777 and equally set for 888 or 333 simultaneously, 2 is 1. Your 32nd draw back, your 33rd, your 32nd is 800. You already got the number 8 to show that matches your 063 at the 33rd draw back. Okay. 33rd was a 3, 063. Your 32nd had the number 8. Your 31st, you see, I'm going to clean it up in 1 second. As soon as I finish this one, I'm going to clean these two up. This just had the number 8 already ready. That had the 3 as the auto correction. So I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to finish it up and show you the bigger picture. So with that being said, 31st draw back, 651. Okay. Now, the process of backwards to forward. Why is it 651? Backwards to forwards. Why is it 651? Take away the 1, 6, 5, missing third digit 7. 1, 5, 6. Take away the third digit. 1, 5, missing third digit 8. So why did they drop 651? Because it flows with frequency 999 for the 8 or for the 7. So you got to backwards and forwards it. Now you have your 156. 156 autocorrects to 15, and the only digit could be 8. So with that being said, there's your 8. So the 8 outweighs the 3. Since the 8s outweighs the 3s, this get bogarted to be a 3 times in a row doing a triple for 888, 888, 888. So your homework looks like this when you walk into the store ready to play your numbers. Your partner looking at your paper saying, why you got all them 8s on there? That ain't what we had yesterday. That ain't what we had this, that, and the third. We had them 8s a couple of days ago, but that's why all these 8s on your page. They don't understand it. So it looks strange to them. But by the time you leave the store playing your numbers, I bet you one thing, they're going to say, you know what? That's a fool. I'm not finna play no 8s. I'm not finna play them 8s because that's a fool. You played 8s and 3s. They only seen 8s on your paperwork. They played their regular pet numbers. You played your 8s and 3s. And possibly 2s and 7s with it. With that being said, you go to win. And your partner then comes in and say, how'd you know? Because when I looked at your paper, all I seen was 8s. Because 8s and 3s is V theory. They're symmetry, so they're the same number. You play one, you got to play both. So, with that being said, you're understanding the logic that they can't see, they can't determine, they can't tell because they was not taught or coached. So when I say hit the share button, that's so I can reach everybody so they can get coached correctly on how to see the matrix of what the numbers really are of what it is you're doing. You know, I pity the fool that goes to play lottery not knowing how to play lottery. The not knowing how to play lottery era is over. And that era lasted from the 80s to the 90s to the early 2000s to the mid 2000s to the 2020s all the way until 2017 basically. Until about 2017. The phase of not knowing how to play lottery. Now, if you still to choose to not know how to play lottery, now you get it. Some people choose to still be a fool. Some people choose to still be a fool because they can't GPA, they can't comprehend what it is you're proving to them. If they can't comprehend you just proved it, then you wasting time even speaking to them. They can't comprehend you really proved it. So again, why I gotta get scorned for really proving it? That's terrible. That's everybody should that's fucked up what Fenom gotta go through. He gotta get scorned because he proved it and people can't comprehend he proved it. But again, it is what it is. About to move to why do they states have only one draw? I guess they can't afford to pay out multiple draws. You know, they can't afford to pay out multiple draws. That's why they only got one draw a day. I don't understand why Louisiana got one draw a day when they've been here before Mississippi. And Mississippi got more than one draw a day. I don't get it. But hey, maybe they just can't afford to pay out that much money. Not that many players, I guess. So, this is what your homework's looking like. You got your 33rd, your 32nd, and your 31st. Let me put the third number 8 on there. Hold on. 33rd, trip 8s. 32nd, trip 8s. 31st, trip 8s. How do we play? Take the 33rd. Play it for $5 as is. Play for $10 the indifference. The indifference of 8s is 3s. So you play trip 3s for 10. You play trip 8s for 5. Now you say, hey, I still hit 5 times straight. That's 2,500. I can't be mad. Exactly. You couldn't be mad with 2,500, but you just missed 5,000. Because if it was trip 3s, you would have hit for 5,000. So, by understanding that some people say, hey, I'm playing both of them equally. And I get it. You're very balanced to play both of them equally. The only reason why I did that is to have a wow effect. The wow effect, WOW, the walk on water effect. That once it's the indifference and the indifference land, you played it for $10 straight, you won 5,000. So pick 3 really is pick 4 when you know how to place the bet correctly. So again, when you got automatic wins, automatic facts, you could place your bet correctly. You could make $10 turn into 5,000. All you're doing is understanding the difference. You're playing a pick 3 game, it requires 10 times more than it does for pick 4. You're just playing a 10 times more game called pick 3. So let's continue. And the 10 times more is symmetry with the missing digit in pick 4 that you're doing from pick 3. So if you add on another 4th digit, that's 0 through 9. 0 through 9 is 10. So you're doing a 10 ratio difference from pick 3 to pick 4. So you times pick 3 by 10, it equates to a pick 4 move because the pick 4 is 10 more digits above pick 3. So it's adequate. It is perfect. 30th drawback, 467. 467. 467 becomes autocorrect. Take out the 9. You took out the 9. You inserted your 9, which is called a 5, because it's auto-corrected to be 4-6. Only digit it could be is 5. So now that you got the 4-6-5 as the new draw, you replace its 9. So then if you replace its 9, it's going to show up in its ether as the other number 9. The 9 be letting you know. So it's going to show up as its 9 that you just took out of it when you inserted your 9, which you call a 5. So your 465 will then yield what? If you got the 4 in the sandwich, then the ether must yield the right answer. 4, 6, missing third digit, 5. Let's find out. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10. 5 plus 2, 7 plus 2, 9 plus 2, 11. 4 plus 9, 6 plus 7, and 8 plus 5, 13. The ether suddenly has 333 because you took away its 9 and you replace it with your 9. So your 9 and their 9 gave you the right answer. 9 and 4 is twins. So the 4 is their 9. The 5 is your 9, and it birthed the ether. That's what you call an immaculate conception. That's what you call an immaculate system for every adult in the United States to win 500 or 250 that day. Everybody in Virginia to eat, everybody in Mississippi to eat that day. So when I tell y'all that is one hell of a brand, everybody inside of a cubicle do not want Michael Jordan tennis shoes. Everybody does want some green money. I think I will have a better product than a tennis shoe. Everybody don't want a Tiger Woods golf hat or Tiger Woods video game. But everybody in that building wants a new green money. They want some new green money. So I think I have a better product than them. Everybody don't want to Phil Ivey How to Win Poker book. Everybody don't want to Phil Ivey How to Win Poker. But everybody wants some green money. So then once you understand that, I have a better product than most people on earth. And it's a factual product. So, believe you me, if you give a person an opportunity to go win some money factually, it may take 2 days, it may take 4 days, but they are with it because that's the time that they call it another job or another entity. It's another source of income. So even if it took 2 days, even if it took 4 days, their money coming in like never before. What could you do with an extra 500? How many nice restaurants could you go to for that Thursday that it took? You tried Monday, you missed. Tuesday, you missed. Wednesday, you missed. But Thursday, you won 500. Now you're at Ruth Chris on Friday evening. Now you wake up to Longhorn on Saturday afternoon. Now you make it to Hibachi Saturday. And now Sunday, you end up at Cheesecake. And you still got a little $100 left to play some more numbers. That's 4 nice restaurants you just went to that you wouldn't more likely go to because money tight. So you mean to tell me somebody rather wear some tennis shoes than make some money? Somebody whether wear a Tiger Woods hat than make some money? In lottery? I think not. So the number one sports personnel or sports character would be that of lottery. That's the number one sought after product. Canada got lottery. China has lottery. Europe has lottery. Everybody in China don't have Michael Jordan shoes. So tell me again who got the better product. Everybody got lottery in China. Everybody needs some extra, especially in China, they need some extra money. Oh, everything here only goes for a quarter. 50 cents for a Hot Pocket. 35 cents for a dumpling. Damn, $3 for a haircut. But you can still win $40 in pick 3 lottery in China. Or 20-something dollars, 30-something dollars. Look it up. You can still win 30-something dollars with pick 3 lottery factually in China. But your haircut's only $3. To this day. Food on the side of the road, $4 for a big ass plate of food. Big ass plate of food. Then you'll understand. My product here may go for $200 to $400. But in China, it may go for $600 to $700. Because once you understand the supply and demand, you're taking me out of poverty every time I hit for $500, every time I hit for $30, $40 in this Chinese lottery. Canada, the same thing. You're helping us tremendously in between bills with this money coming in for lottery. I done went to 4 restaurants this week alone that I would have never went to. I think my product is better than Jordan's product, better than a Tiger Woods product or Floyd Mayweather's product. Then you understand, can't nobody do what I do. Everybody can go try to be Jordan. Can't nobody just try to be Lord Fenom unless Lord Fenom taught them. Jordan didn't teach nobody. LeBron didn't teach nobody but his children. And you see how that worked out. Not good at all. But all my students, it'll work out damn good for them. All you gotta do is pay attention and listen. And I mean that. Yeah, it's another one coming out on Friday, yes. By being this month wouldn't be safer to start playing at the first of the month. Well, no. It's basically just two per month. So you just be getting 2 per week. So every 2 weeks you just be getting another new one. So it don't matter when you start with it. You can start today. You still would get 2 of them. So it's a new scan and play every 2 weeks for you. So this week coming in is somebody's second week. This Friday coming in is somebody's first scan and play. See what I'm saying? So next week they won't receive a scan and play, but the week after they'll receive a scan and play, and you'll be on your third scan and play. So you'll be getting a new scan and play on your third one, so you would then have to reorder. So it's just a weekly thing, but it's a 2-week process in between orders. That's all it is. So it don't matter when you order. It's just you're going to get 2 per month. 2 weeks first list, 2 weeks the second list, no matter when you order. But yeah, hopefully that cleared everything up about that part with the scan and play. And scan and plays are only $100, so it's $50 a list of straights. Can't beat that. You really cannot beat that whatsoever. Your first hit's probably going to pay for itself. Again, let's continue. So the 29th drawback, 049. What? Say that again, Lottery Phenom. 049, 29th drawback. But then you say, come here, group leader. Come here, group leader, since you hate me so much and diss me so much, I bet you this. The 29th drawback will all be because of the third digit. It'll all be right because it's third digit. So that means the 29th drawback should be a 3 or an 8. Okay. What's the 29th drawback? The 29th drawback is 049. 049. 29th drawback. What is the cliche? What is the homework on that number? Say it again. If it has the 4 and the 9 in the sandwich, then the answer is in the ether. What's at the third digit? The 9. Well, then the answer must be in the ether. What's at the middle digit? The 4. Well, then that means the answer must be in the ether. So, in fact, if it wasn't the 9 right there, then the 3 would pity pat. The 3 and 8 would have pity patted and took its spot. So since the 9 is right there at the third digit, what must factually be in the ether? Say it again. The right answer. 0 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 6, 9 plus 2, 11, plus 2, 3, plus 2, 5. 0 plus 3, 2 plus 1, 4 plus 9, 13. God dang it. Mic drop. So in fact, group leader, it is because of the third digit in the ABCs of the draw is why you got the E to the B 333. So once you fully understand, it's an algorithm. A plus B equals C. If you're saying, hey, I got A and B, then you got to finish the equation and come up with C. So it's because you got A and B, and let's say B was the third digit. The only reason you got C to be the right answer was because of B, the third digit. So that third digit is the reason why the ether had the same number 3 as the 9 spot. The 9 took the spot of the 3, forced the 3 into its ether. How many people did tic-tac-toes in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, not knowing what it was? And they'll forever continue doing it wrong forever just because they don't have no idea what they're doing. You got to get with a teacher that understands it in totality. That's the best sauce and best ingredient for you to survive this thing called lottery. Now that is super, super, super flawless. How do you keep making it be flawless? Hey, Virginia, can you please drop 049 at the 29th drawback just so I could be right? They did that naturally. You had shit to do with why they dropped 049 right there, Fenom. So then why is your stuff working so flawlessly? Is they working for you? Is they working with you, Fenom? No. I have a numerical law that I tapped into. It's a numerical law, something Nikola Tesla wanted to tap into. So then the whole point is, how am I not bigger and more important? Who's the number one person from the Art Institute? Who's the number one Art Institute individual? The college. You wouldn't know. But they would want to say that's me. But I only went for like 4 months, so they can't really take claim of me. My whole point is, until the world hears about you, then you're still going to be on a regular level to people, even though you're more important than Tesla. To your pockets, I'm more important than Tesla. Tesla's done all he could do. Einstein has done all he can do. It's not helping your pockets right now. So in your life, I would be more important than Einstein and Tesla. So then what goes down the line is 50 years later, they're still doing my work to hit more money. 100 years later, they're still doing my work right now to hit more money. I see what you mean when you say you need a statue. So if I'm ever gone, I know why the community is thriving off of lottery that don't plan on going nowhere. Easy money for the rest of your life and your children's life. I'm just a beacon for that. I'm the start of that. So with that being said, what is the 28th drawback? 698. Oh man, Fenom, they just gave away free money then. When they gave me 698, they just gave me free money. That's what I be trying to tell y'all. The numbers tell on themselves. Oh, man. Easy money. Once you know that Fenom stuff, you'll always have easy money. Meaning it's more easier than it was without the Fenom stuff. Then that would be a fact. They gave you 698. Dang, bruh. You really cracked the code to lottery. So if they gave you 698, the answer is in the sandwich. Take the third digit separated by 5. That's called auto correction. So what is this abbreviation? ACE. What is that for? So that means ACE is all of this. I own that. I own that philosophy. We already got our autocorrection on 888 or 333. what is in the ether to double solidify what it is I'm talking about that's going to be the right answer. 6 plus 2, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12. 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12 plus 2, 4. 6 plus 2, 8 plus 0. 0 plus 8. On God Green Earth, do y'all know why I'm in everybody comment section that does lottery? Because I'm telling you, I know y'all doing it wrong. Y'all don't know enough. Everybody. Man, this lottery phenom, no one in the lottery. Y'all come get with me because I know whoever this is, they don't know enough. Hey, man, how y'all doing this lottery phenom? I'm the number one in the lottery. Make sure y'all come get with me because I know this person don't know enough. Am I doing something harmful or if I'm doing something the most beautiful thing you can do? Am I making sure that the blind can see? When I jump in somebody's comment section saying I'm the number one in the lottery, come join me, or if I'm doing something madly rude. I'm doing God's work. I'm doing something so honorable. But they take it as disrespect. Take it as, oh, you lying. Take it as, oh, that's a threat. Let's block him. So can't nobody find him. So then who you really dealing with in lottery? It depends on who I show you they really are. If they have nothing against nobody really learning what they're trying to do, they're trying to teach lottery, but they don't know enough. So if they got somebody that knows more than them, that's trying to complete the goal as the same goal that they're doing, why you hate that somebody better than you came and showed everybody how to complete the goal? Oh, Fenom, because you might make some money. But I thought we all had the same goal. Let's all figure out how to win lottery. Let's all figure out the exact code to it. That would be first survival instinct. My man's right here knows how to complete lottery 100%. Why you ain't got my man's and linked up? Because he going to take all these customers. Man, it's about the community learning how to win factually. They could just go watch his free videos. So you worry about if they want to buy something from him when they could just go learn from his free videos. Oh, well, I ain't think of it like that. Because you're too busy worried about the man that might make some money because he beat you to the punchline of figuring out what it is we all are doing. This lottery thing. And he completely figured it out. So am I being nosy? Am I being rude? Or am I trying to save people who never heard of me yet? Hey, y'all get with Fenom. Number one in lottery, come get with me. I know this stuff factually. So again, I'm just trying to do God's work, but I get scorned by the group leaders. I get scorned by the communities that don't know who the hell I am and saying, hey, man, get out of here. Hey, don't nobody know, whatever the case may be. Missing their blessings, and I'm looking at it 24/7. Damn, y'all missing y'all blessings. You got the number one in lottery in real life. Tell y'all, come get with me. So again, I get it. They want to immediately think it's bullshit because it's lottery. Y'all don't know how many times I've been right because of that. And I don't want to have to be right because of that. So we're going to fast forward, get this party over with. 6 drawback, 600. Why would they give you 600 at the 6 drawback? Now you understand, it is an all even number now, isn't it? But the all even number can be tied into another system called base number. So 600 means you got a double number. So you got rid of their number 9, and now it's 60, missing third digit. What's the missing third digit can only be? Why do you think it could only be? The reason why it could only be is a process of the 9. The 9 reflection, the 9, how the 9 is affecting it. So that's why it could only be this one left. So that's why they gave you 600 from the get-go. That's why the corporation dropped 600. That's why the universal law made them drop 600. Everything is right where it's supposed to be. So this 6 drawback, number one reason to get the next draw completely right, or the most accurate spot you can think of, the 28th drawback and the 6th drawback, well, says that it got to be 603. Well, that process right there is called auto correction. So when you have the last wow effect, you're about to walk on water. What is the ether to 603? Ether, the closer you get This is only the 6th draw away. The 6th draw away. The closer you get, that's called ether. Ace. Everything you're doing, you're trying to sum it up to ace. You're trying to complete it. You're trying to ace it. A plus on your report card. You're trying to ace it. Taking 3 to mean 1. That's why everything is so beautiful. And we really talk heavy about the auto corrections in the book 6 and the book 5. So again, that's 5-6 years in. Any more questions? Make sure we hit that like and make sure we hit that share button. Any more questions? 5th drawback. 154 trip trigger. I didn't say 014 trip trigger now, did I? I said 154 trip trigger. That must mean 154 is just big as badass as 041. Or as 410. Or as 104. So if 154 showed this time but not 410, why am I only worried about a 410? Why am I trying to force you to be worried about a 410? Maybe because I wouldn't known anything else, so I can't prove to you 410 is mediocre because that's the only thing I know. So if that's the only thing I know because I got it from third party, that's why it's the only thing I know. What group leaders tell you only worry about 410, 104? So then that couldn't possibly be theirs as a trip trigger because a trip trigger must be 0 through 9. Ain't a series 0 through 9? Then a trip trigger has to be 0 through 9. So what the fuck is a 104, 410, and 041? What the other 9 that go with it? I don't know. Because you heard it from somebody else. When somebody else tell y'all they got it from a lottery phenom, they gonna do whatever and they probably fucking lie again. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I got it from so I've been playing that number 20 years. You won a group leader for 20 years. So you didn't know the number had much significance other than your favorite number, your pet number, your birthday number, your car address, your street address. So just because you've been playing it for 20 years don't mean you know that it's a trip trigger. So again, with that being said, monitor who you follow. They're all getting it from third party trying to be like the source instead of telling y'all about the source where they got it from. Hey, I'm selling a bottle of natural spring water. Shit, it's gonna be $3, $4 a bottle. I gotta bring it to you. Damn, man, I can't keep paying $3, $4 a bottle. Oh, sorry for you, man. Sorry for you. Hey, natural spring water. Another $4, please. Damn, brother, you love me or not? Yeah, I love you, man. Deuces. Hey, got another natural spring water for you. $4 more. Come on. Man, if you love me, why don't you show me where the spring is at so I can stop paying $4 a bottle? Oh, if you stop paying $4 a bottle, then what I'm going to have? I'm going to have the same thing you have, a natural spring water. A natural spring. So we both going to have $0. Only reason why I got some dollars because you got some dollars. So when I tell you where the spring at, I won't have no dollars. What the? That's all a group leader is. I'm not going to tell y'all where to go to find lottery phenom because y'all going to always need me. That's why we hate lottery phenom. He's trying to teach you how to be independent. So when you go get the books is teaching you how to do it. When he's on live stream, he's teaching you how to do it. He's teaching you it is a fact. You won't be needing group leader A, B, C, D, or E. So they are nothing but Judases trying to stay alive. Then when you say, damn, how you feel about phenom? If they doing anything other than positive shit, run. That man can't do no wrong. He showed us all how to do this stuff. He showed us all he's able to get $300, $400, $500 a client. We never seen that happen before in our life. That man does no wrong. He teaches y'all correctly. Nope. Phenom ain't this, Phenom ain't that. Why he charge y'all so much? Why he do this? He just worried about his money. You ain't gonna never hear nothing good coming from a group leader about me. Simply because I'm the good about it. And they're not. So again, with that being said, You'd be amazed when I said I showed everybody, every group leader opportunity to join me. I gave them all a respectable opportunity to join me. They thought I was on my high horse. They thought I just wanted to get some dollars up out of them. They say they're a group leader, they'll never buy nothing. And now they're failing miserably. If that's not an insult to injury. The number one person in the lottery offered you a seat at the table and you still turned it down because you were so worried about a measly $100, $150, $200 for whatever the book was. You so worried. Now you're failing miserably. Nobody cares you can hit every blue moon. When you can say, hey, I'm going live and I'm telling you accurately what's going on right there. Because what Lord Fenom don't like to do, he don't like to go live and tell you accurately what's coming right there on a regular scheduled basis. So since Lord Fenom showed them, they don't care to go live because it's not their work. Well then, look how much more they'll be up. Oh wow, they just missed their own checkmate. Lord Fenom, my friend, we buds to the very end. He don't want to go live stream and just give y'all endless amounts of numbers. That's right. So since I know Lord Fenom work and he taught me everything, I don't mind saying this number coming out next. That number may be coming out next. Get on that number. Get on that triple. Get on that trip. Get on that trip. Well, damn, you always talking about the right triple, group leader. That's because my boy Lord Fenom taught me. So then when you get it, they really did fuck up a bag. They really did fuck themselves up. Because Fenom offered them a seat at the table. All you had to do is let people know Fenom the shit. Fenom the truth. Respect Fenom, man. That man the Jordan of lottery. We can't deny that. Nope. I'd rather hate on them. So y'all can't go laugh at them. They really effed themselves up. All of them. Not one of them, all of them. So again, with that being said, I'm only teaching y'all the truth about this stuff. Really am. I appreciate that. But just like you saying that, 40 more people know that. 40 more people don't want to say that. Because it may help me in the long run. So they don't want to help me in the long run. Even though they know I'm doing something justifiable and something correct and right. So in other words, you say, hey, I was happy Michael Jordan got drafted. After Michael Jordan got drafted, I did nothing else for Michael Jordan. Nope, Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. Who are you talking about? Forget Isaiah Thomas. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time. You're still helping Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan just won a championship. Yay. But when it comes to lottery and lottery, hell no, I'm not going to tell you how great he really is. Even though I know it. Even though I'm just a fan and I know he's that great. I want to keep telling y'all over and over and over. But they're right there watching just like everybody else right there watching. We're talking 40 to 50 people. So again, with that being said, that's just an automatic 40, 50 every video. They just don't want all y'all to know. Keeping it from y'all. So again, at the end of the day, you'll say, I see what he meant. He going to be rich regardless. You're trying to slow down something by not participating off of envy and jealousy. Not off of, well, you're not so much really due a compliment. That's not due. No, you're overdue compliments. We know it is because I held my compliment for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And I held my compliment. So we know you're due the compliment. You can go strike some again tomorrow and say it before it happened. Those 40 or 50 people still won't hit me with a comment. Appreciate that, man. You the best. You the truth. I can't not stop letting you know you really are the greatest. Once I understand that, you'll say, damn, Fenom, you get scorned for being right. But any day Jordan get on the TV, any day Tiger Woods get on the TV, yay, let's go, let's go. Y'all get ready. Tiger Woods about to do it again. Y'all get ready. Floyd Mayweather about to do it again. So again, would you understand that? That means I would have a right to bicker about that. That's not fair because it's due. And not to be cocky about it. It's just my good aura is due for a good response or a good critique from people. But they know that good critiques help businesses grow. So they just hold their tongue. Same thing as a group leader. They're just going to hold their tongue because they're going to know if they say it, thousands of people going to hear them say, I'm good, I'm the great, I'm the best. But let's continue. Then that 154 trigger becomes you took their 9 out and you put your 9 in, due to autocorrection. Your 9 being autocorrected in is you bogarting the 9 in there. Once you bogarted the 9 in there, there's your answer. 1 and 5 could only be 8. 40, 50 people know that's 100% fact. I'm not making that up. They won't say, I can't believe how this lottery math is always perfect. They won't say, I can't believe this is the next best thing since Christ if you're trying to make money in lottery. You got figures, configurements, making you factual off of something that was deemed by its construction random. That's like saying I could pull one thread on everybody's dollars in their pocket. I could pull one of these threads and the whole dollar bill will dismantle. That whole $100 bill would dismantle if I just pull this one thread in everybody's pocket. So then you say, damn, I didn't know that $100 bill carries that thread. And I tell you, that piece of thread is on everybody's bill and they didn't know it. Oh, hey, let me see one of them 20s you got right there. Let me show you a trick. And go to pull that little piece of thread off that 20 and the whole 20 just crumble. It just disintegrate. We can't tell nobody he done figured out, decoded on how to make money disintegrate off of pulling one thread on everybody's dollar bill. We never seen that before in life. That's the equivalent of what I'm doing. We never seen nobody dismantle a $100 bill within 3 seconds from pulling the thread on that $100 bill. But just pulling one of them pieces of fabrics on it. So once you get it, you'll say, I see why they can't tell you you the best at this shit. I see why they can't, because you've done something they couldn't even imagine, didn't even think imaginable that it was possible. Not even in their wildest imaginations. So that's why I can't tell him he's that great. I can't. That's why I was bickering about all 2024. 100 people know I'm amazingly accurate, but it's all because of the digits and how the digits flow with each other is why I'm 100% accurate. I had to build it up, and now the digits do the work for me. Now the digits do the work for me. And they say that's too much power for one man. Now, if I had to come in and strong arm it, get right, digit. Get your ass right, digit. Then I don't owe that man no compliment. You don't see him strong arming that digit to get in there rightly? To make that shit look good? He had to fight that digit. No. They naturally working for him. That's like saying every dollar come out that press, I could pull one string on that dollar, it's going to disintegrate. It's just going to dismantle. Man, you got more power than anybody. Now everybody's over there pulling that one thread and their money disappearing. They can't even put it back together again. That's what the type of thing I've done in real life. You ain't never heard a person walking around saying I could dismantle your dollar with one thread. So once you get it, some things is too major to where they can't even speak on it because they can't even believe it still. So they'll say he is 100% right. You have to only replace it with 8. So what happens when you take the third digit separated by 5? That's called autocorrection. How did you even build an autocorrection inside lottery? You got to be next to insane to compartmentalize something that can configure itself. It's self-sufficient. It's self-sufficient. Something that's self-sufficient just by it existing the way in which it exists, by the way you created it, keeps it going factually. It keeps it going factually, and they can't stand me for it. So when I tell them, not only did I just autocorrect it, but I just ethered it. This is the 5th drawback. The closer you get, ether, you got it. You took out its 9, entered your 9, it birthed the result of you in it. Of you and it birthed a beautiful, immaculate conception every single time. Now, with that being said, 1, 5, 8. Backwards or forwards. 8, 5. Missing third digit. You took out the 9, which is the 1. Bogarted to the missing third digit. 2s, 7s. It's still flowing with 158. It's a immaculate conception by default. That's what the lottery wasn't ready, the pill they weren't ready to swallow. He's done it, and he's done it immaculate. We should have paid him in 2019 when he offered us 30, 40 million up front. He'll let it go. He won't even pursue it. A few million and he would stop pursuing it. We thought it was bullshit. Now he get $500 a book. Now he get $600 a book. Now he get $2,000 a client. Everybody wanted OJ, not OJ, but Michael Jackson lawyer. Everybody wanted Michael Jackson lawyer. So when Michael Jackson wanted that lawyer, now Michael Jackson lawyer fee went up. Why Michael Jackson lawyer fee went up? Because he's Michael Jackson lawyer. So it's going to be $100,000 just to talk to me. What Master P said? Yeah. So I went and paid the man $100,000 just to talk to him. That was the best money ever spent. So when I went back to the music group, I got a deal like no other. So then once you understand that, that's all it is. They let me get so big and bad that, hey, that's like giving him $100,000 just to talk to him because he's the best in this genre, but he never would have been if they paid him up front. So again, the lottery fumbled big time. Big time. Let's continue. They let me prove the impossible. Now the numbers do the configuring for me to be factual at all times. If the facts don't stop, they don't stop becoming facts. With that being said, understand my book knowledge is totally different from my scanning play. Not totally different, they're close, but it's two different genres. Fourth digit, 224. 224, that's an easy one. So remember how 224 used to be one of the ugliest numbers you can see? Now, why is it so beautiful to you now? 224. Why is it so beautiful to you now? Because now you know what you do. When they do a double, you get rid of the double, and now you insert your number 9. What is your number 9 could only be? Series. What series could it only be? 2, 4, missing third digit. That's autocorrection. Take the third digit separated by 5. It should be 333 or 888. And how do you know that this is true? Because you took away its 9. You took away its 9. You put your 9, and it gave you back. It birthed the 9 in the ether. That proves that then that must be 100% facts. It'll never stop configuring to be 100% right. It's self-sufficient. Getting Lottery Fenom books gets me to be independent, self-sufficient. So I don't have to keep, hey Fenom, I need you. Hey Fenom, I need you. Hey Fenom, I need you. Now what happened when we run a Netflix special? 20 million people saw the Netflix show. Goddamn, 500,000 emails. How the hell are the Fenom gonna help each and every one of them? Now do you get the point? Oh, if you're self-sufficient, I don't have to knock on, open every email. 120K emails. I want to order. I ain't got time to answer all 120,000 of y'all just because you saw the Netflix special. So then again, you get it. That man going to be flawlessly rich regardless. His numbers don't stop being self-sufficient. So his system will always be 100% accurate for any player worldwide, not just United States. Holla at your boy. With that being said, third digit, third draw, 236. The 3 is already available, ready to go. Second drawback, 515. Then you say, damn it, you right. It's self-sufficient. It only dropped 515, so it can give you the 9, the right answer. You dislodge its number 9. There go its number 9, the second one, the double. So now that's its 9, and you get to insert your number 9. The only thing it could be, base number, 518. Straight. Oh, damn. That would be a straight now, wouldn't it? So if that would be a straight, then that must mean that if that's the new number 9, if that's the 9, then what do you call that? The 9. The same thing I said was running with it. So then what do you call that? Starting right there. After that, start right there. They gave you that next. So if they gave you that next, then that is your previous draw. That is your future draw. That is your future draw. That's matching that. 888 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4. 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12 plus 2, 4. 888, the old draw, 282, going forward. Holla at you, boy. It don't get much better than that. Once you fully understand, these numbers are self-sufficient. So, they regulate on their own. They're self-sufficient, so they have their own ecosystem. We're saying it like Horton hears a who. In our division, our dimension, we see a physical digit. If we dive deeper and deeper, like the Mandelbrot said, you see that sufficient thing that we call a digit is a self-sufficient thing that has an ecosystem. And every time we see the digit, it's another ecosystem that had to be right where it had to be. And when you keep going deeper and deeper, you see that each digit that we place is now in our reality. So we secrete the right digit that has to be right there at all times because it's self-sufficient. Its existence is self-sufficient when we write it down and we bring it into life. It's already self-sufficient. It's already coexisting. We just waiting to write it down. So again, once you understand that, then you see how next level this stuff is really done. Only person going to fully get that is Terrence Howard, is, Joe Rogan and Eric Weinstein and Neil deGrasse Tyson. These are the only people that fully understand what I'm trying to say. They could break it down a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. So again, with that being said, that's why I'm the number one in lottery. Because all of my information is a fact. It is self-sufficient. A fact. So you can never go wrong. Learning new information that is factual within lottery is always going to be in the positive. It's always going to bring your money into the positive. One way, shape, form, or fashion. All right? Inbox me now to order your scan and play. Inbox me to order your books. I'm out.